Hello, love. Welcome home to Eden. This is Eve Christoph, your Love Life Muse. Stick with me for the hottest news and subscribe to this channel to get somewhere new. So I want to talk to you about 10 things you can do to keep your good luck going. These are laws of the universe that are very real, okay? And I was trying to just put them together for myself. What is it that I keep practicing that keeps my good luck going and going and going and expanding and getting more and more so? I once met an African shaman named Malidoma Somé, and I asked him, Malidoma, is it true that for every good thing that happens to you, there has to be a bad thing that corresponds in order to keep the balance of the universe? And he said to me, actually, no. There's such a thing as getting to a place where you are on a roll and you understand the laws of the universe and you're in a sacred relationship with all of them, and your good luck keeps going and it actually keeps expanding. So here's some of the things I've figured out on this topic for you to keep your good luck going and going. Number one, do your prayers night and morning. Invoke your protection every morning and every night so that you're not in the random jaws of the nature of the universe that doesn't necessarily care about individuals unless they invoke protection from larger forces. So I do the Native American way of praying, where I thank each of the 5 elements: the fire, the water, the sun, the moon, the rain, the plants that feed me. I thank every element, the air, and I do it night and morning with a candle, because a candle is the sacred fire actually brings prayers to the other world. The way that fire appears and disappears into the other world, well, that's its nature, to bring magic here and bring magic there. So it brings your prayers to the other world. Number two would be that life is a series of choices. It really is. It's a series of choices and actions that go with the choices. So if you are praying and praying without action, you are not, God doesn't take you seriously anymore. The spiritual nature of the universe is cause and effect. Action creates result. So a lot of people have a very hard time making decisions because they're afraid, I'm going to make the wrong decision, and that means they don't make choices and they don't stand by those choices because they're like, I could have done this, I could have done that, but what if this? So the thing is that by making choices and entering the story of action, you're much more brave, and Spirit starts to realize, oh, they actually mean it when they pray for something. They want to try this new thing. So if you think of things in terms of, I'm going to try out this experiment of this desire I have, maybe I won't want it after I've gone for it, but at least I am making choices, taking action on those choices. Okay. So those choices, though, they flow on beliefs. I guess this is number 3. Beliefs then come from this place of your mind. So the mind is creating reality, right? So if the mind is creating reality and you have all these really negative beliefs that you're not allowed to want what you want, that you'll never be able to have what you want, that it's evil to have that much pleasure, you really need to look at what beliefs sabotage your desire, because it may be worth it to throw out the beliefs instead of the desires. That thought really does create reality. Number 3. Number 4, the spirits of nature, they need to be thanked, right? So you're not just invoking their protection, you're thanking them. So everywhere you go, speaking to the spirits of nature around you creates a relationship where forces, an energetic field is created around you in your gratitude and your relatedness with the plants, with the rock that you just walked by, with the waterfall. Everything's speaking to you now, and you're speaking to those forces, to the sun that's moving across the sky. The ancient people used to say that the sun needs our gratitude and our songs to make its long journey across the sky. Well, it may be true, but whether that's true or not, it is true that if you are giving gratitude to the spirits of nature around you, you tap into the 99% of the other world that exists. And we're like, we only see 5% or something of anything, of the world that we're in, because we can only see the physical realm of it, but everything about it is really on the unseen level. So as soon as you start giving gratitudes to the spirits of nature around you, you're tapping into the unseen level and the seen level with gratitude. Let's call it number 5. Well, let's just include in number 4 the ancestors also, including the nature spirits around you, giving gratitude to ancestors who allow you to have this life. And actually real libations, like you're drinking some amazing wine and you splash some on the ground for your ancestors. You have some amazing pastry, and before eating it you put it in the little bushes to thank the ancestors. Or maybe you have a little candle and a plate that you always do this with. When you give an offering to the ancestors that brought you this life, you're giving energy to the other world, and naturally, by the law of exchange, every time you give to the spirit world, it starts to give back to you. It's just the law of exchange. Number 5, the law of attraction is super important to understand, because number 5 is that whatever you think about, whether it's the most negative or the most positive thing, you will get what you think about, because thought amplifies. Whatever you put attention on amplifies its power. It's really real. To master the law of attraction is so fantastic, because you start to realize, people think I'm being so responsible because I'm worrying. That shows I care about my bills. But the more they worry, the more bills they have. And so to really get it, that it's in the focusing on your abundance, on your feeling like you have integrity with all bills. Focusing positively does change reality. It does amplify what you're wanting, but it's really tricky to stay in positive resonance with what you want and not keep flipping into what I don't have, what I don't want, what I'm so pissed off about, because that amplifies. So the law of attraction is that energy amplifies whatever you focus on. So learning to focus emotionally, the more potent your focus is with emotionality, positive emotion is going to bring that thing to you much more quickly. And similarly, if you are in a real rage and so upset and feeling so deprived, you're going to get more and more and more of what you hate. Whoa, where does racism come into this? Where does poverty come into this? And the unfairness of the world? Aren't those people, they don't get to use the law of attraction? No, it's not true. It's everybody. Everybody's in this power themselves with a story that they can amplify or detract from by changing their focus. But, okay, number 6. Thoughts script the universe. We know this. So when you, I already said that one. Okay, that beliefs and thoughts script the universe. Well, there's also something in there. Let's call this, I guess we're number 6. It's something about there are boundaries to the life that we're in, to the challenges we face. One person has 2 legs, the other person has 1. One person's blind, the other one can see. One person has racial injustice in their face all the time, the other one has racial privilege all the time. These are real limits in a lifetime. One person is born into a region torn by war, another person's born into a region that's a desert without water. These are real limits. So to look at one's limits, the situations one is in, without a lot of attachment to it changing, and without a whole lot of like, I gotta have it different, I gotta, which creates that panic and that dis-ease with your life. To move through, to be able to pass through the difficulties that you have, there's something about chilling out and being okay with the life you were born into and its limits, and dealing with those boundaries in a way that is respectful in society, that allows you to be friendly with the situation. It's very powerful to do this, because in the relaxation, in the soft friendliness with what you have and don't have, there's an opening, a permeability that starts to happen in the veil, where now you can start to pass through to other dimensions and other worlds and other countries and other communities, and even get out of jail if you were in jail. So let's look at, so that comes to gratitude. So how gratitude in the midst of suffering is this incredibly powerful power. To be grateful for the sunset, like Viktor Frankl was in the concentration camp, when he could find beauty in the flower outside the gate while he had seen the most excruciating suffering of life. It's a freedom to realize you have internal freedom no matter the external, to exercise this freedom in every situation that you're displeased with, and to radiate this gratitude and share it with others for the beauty that you see and in them or in any moment. This is a vibration that is so magical and it's so potent that it actually takes you up layer by layer into more and more dimensions of freedom and power, empowerment and safety. Gratitude is probably one of the most powerful weapons of all that any human can use. The freedom to be grateful in any situation and to express it. Okay, then we have a couple other things here. So we're talking about accepting your limits in peace, but then on the other hand, not accepting the limits that others give you is an extremely important one of the ways to keep your good luck going, because people will tell you, you can't want a mansion, you can't want to move to Mexico and buy land and build your own mud house like I'm doing with no means, and yet suddenly I have means coming. You can't do that. You can't be that audacious and beautiful at your age. You're poor. You can't, or they'll always tell you what you can and can't do. You know, do not accept the limits of others. Accept the limits that life truly gives you. Like, I have celiac disease. That means I cannot have gluten. If I do, I'm in a lot of pain. I bloat up. It's a horrible thing. And it's a truth. And so my lifetime incarnation means that I need to really watch out for my health and eat not very many grains, only really healthy grains. So I'm grateful for that disease because it keeps me healthy and it keeps me within boundaries of not eating everything on the planet, because I'm a foodie. I would go for eating and everything. But so you want to accept those boundaries that are really the ones, and not fight with them. Like, if I was fighting all the time, I feel so sorry for myself. Why do I have celiac? I want to eat a crumpet. How come they eat crumpets? I'm going to eat another one. I would just be in torture my whole life, you know? So I got to accept my true limits. But there are all these limits that people give you that are not your limits, that are not true. They're not truly limits. They're just people's beliefs. That's their jealousy. They want to keep you small. They don't want you to exercise your freedom of your thought, of your action, of your choices. And they're going to say to you, you can't do that. And those are the ones to constantly throw out other people's limits for you, and their ways of seeing you that are small and insignificant, or without magic or depth or honor or openness of the heart. Turning towards the love is another of these amazing qualities that will help you stay in your joy and keep that good luck going. Turn towards the love. Turn everywhere that there is kindness and an open heart. You're safe, basically. You're protected. The food you eat with those people will treat your body in a fine way. And anywhere where somebody slops it on your plate and doesn't care about you and you eat it anyway, you're in danger. So turning towards the love is a huge one. Turning towards the kindness and the sweetness is above all, like if you're walking down a path and you keep coming across crossways and different ways you can turn down the path, every time look for the sweetness, look for the kindness, look for the soft wind, look for the smile, look for the little animal that's hopping along. Like, look for the signs of the love. I think that's a lot for right now. Let's see, is there anything else I wrote for you? Oh, this is a really good one. Okay, so feed the fire, water the rose. This is important. So as you build in your life, you're getting happier and happier, and you're having more of what you want in your life. There's a tendency to be like, everything's all set now, and then not to water the energy that brought you that abundance in the first place. So we know that fire has to have wood or there's no fire. A plant has to have water and sun or it dies. I was noticing, okay, I'm bringing all this jewelry into a household where people don't really have enough money for food sometimes, and so I realized, so there could be a jealousy of like, a person could feel sad in my presence. I wish I could wear that fancy jewelry, but that's just way out of my range. I've got to feed the kids, But if I share every beautiful thing I bring into this community household, if always the beauty I give myself, I'm also giving to others, then I'm uplifting others. There's no sadness in seeing my wealth and my abundance. And that's a really important one, is to share, to give back to those who are giving to you. So these people are giving me this beautiful home experience here, allowing me to rent this humble, beautiful, spacious apartment. That's just what I need. And I want to bring them up with me. So if you're getting people all jealous around you, you're having to contract or hide your light. But if you keep sharing your light, sharing your goods. So when I got myself hair clips, I got them for them. When I got myself art supplies, I got some for the little kids too. When I made these incredible earrings, I gave some to my girlfriend here too. So that it's always your space in time. What you bring is feeding the fire, is watering the roses around you, not just yourself. That's a huge one. Yes. Okay. These are good secrets to keep in mind, to keep your abundance flowing, flowing, flowing. Yes, it can. You can keep riding the wave of continual joy. You really can. And I would like to recommend a great book to you that actually I found this book a friend of mine suggested that shows everything that I have been doing. Everything I just said to you is in this book, but it's more well explained. And it's a cool book for me to read because it's like, oh my God, now I understand why I'm having so much success. Because in all the aspects of my life, in love and home and adventure and body changes, I've been doing all the things that this book talks about. It's called Reality Transurfing by Vadim Nadar. And it's true. What he's talking about is totally true. So get the book if you can. And if you would like Love Life coaching or Ascension integration coaching for your ascension that's going on, because you're in it, I know you're in it, then contact me and I'll take you through 12 weeks that will be life transforming, life grounding, and heart opening, and center you in knowing you and why you're here and what it is you need to do more for you. Contact me at lovelifewitheve@gmail.com.